Shalom, Yasharala. This your brother Dawada, coming back at you with this here truth again. First and foremost, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shah, Bahashim, Rakak Wadash. Double honor to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone that taught us this truth and that rule well. And salutation and much love for you, I can pushing this truth and sincerity over the four corners of the earth and enduring afflictions to feed and edify the elect. So I want to jump into this here lesson real quick, dealing with, as the times that we're living in right now, basically when they say, we'll get into it, but the victuals being so good cheap, they should think themselves in a good case. But nevertheless, as we see all these things, as far as the injections of money, which is devaluing your money, the shortages and the shipments and things like that that's coming to a halt, all right, the unemployment and everything like that, all right, all this is going to just lead to, mass chaos, all right? Let's get into the scriptures and see what the scriptures say about it. It says, 2nd Ezra chapter 9, let me see something else real quick before I get there. Let me grab. Oh, never mind. We'll get to it. Salah. We'll get to it. 2nd Ezra 9:1. It says, he answered me and said, answered me then and said, measure thou the time diligently in itself, and when thou seest part of the signs pass which I have told thee before, then thou shalt understand that it is the very same time wherein the highest will begin to visit the world that he made. All right. So it says, therefore, when there shall be seen earthquakes and uproars of the people in the world. All right, so going into these things, as far as the uproars of the people in the world, and we've been seeing these things as far as from the mass protests around the globe from different situations, whether it be quote unquote Black Lives Matter protests, all right, protests against governments, protests against the lockdowns. All right, now once they start having protests against food shortages and things like that, things are going to get a lot more hectic. All right, because people are going to be in survival mode. All right. It says, verse 4, then shalt thou well understand that the Most High spake of those things from the days that were before thee, even from the beginning. For like all that is made in the world hath a beginning and an end, and the end is manifest. All right, so now we're coming into the time now where the prophecies are speaking loud and clear. All right, Habakkuk chapter 2 and verse 3. All right, now is the time where these prophecies are speaking loud and clear. Beforehand, people used to think, they would think of themselves in a good case because everything was kind of good. Money was flowing, especially nowadays. There's a great influx of money being injected into the economy. All right, which most people, they don't really understand these things. They don't realize how, this is just making it worse for them. This is just like, the credit card companies just keep sending Jake these pre-approved credit cards, $50,000 line of credit, $100,000 line of credit. And Jake just taking them out. Like, bro, you only make $30,000 a year. Why would you take a credit card where they got you a $100,000 limit, knowing good and damn well you're gonna spend that in like a month? All right, and not gonna ever be able to pay that back. All right, but nevertheless, this is the time that we're coming into right now. All right, just because you're getting these offers in the mail and they're just giving you this here money doesn't mean that you can actually afford these things. All right, once you start getting these bills start racking up, then you'll understand it. Like, damn, this was actually a snare or a trap that was designed to destroy me. All right. It says, let's go from there to Ecclesiastes chapter 12, verse 1. All right. It says, remember now thy creator in the days of thy youth, while the evil days come not, nor the years draw nigh, when thou shalt say, I have no pleasure in them. All right. So, like right now, Jake think that they're in a great case right now because, again, like I said, the money's flowing and everything like that. So most people are I'm out here living my best life, about to go turn up, go on vacation, go spend this here money and everything like that. The last thing that's on their mind is the Most High and things that's coming, on this earth. You try to talk to some people that's in that spirit like that, like in the days of Noah, they were eating and drinking and marrying and giving into marriage. They're living their best life. They'll tell you, stop thinking so negative. You better go get your money. They got too much money going on out here for you to be sitting here loathing, thinking the world going in and mad about your problems and everything like that. But yet they don't understand. These same people, they're laughing now, but they're going to be crying later, man. All right. Once these things start coming to pass, and how they say, shit hitting the fan. Once these things start happening, all right, then they're going to be in a pitiful case. All right, all these things that they're going out here and buying and everything like that, they're going to be looking at in sorrow. All right. Oh, I done spent my last little money going out here to go shopping and going buying these clothes and everything like that. But now, food prices done went up and I can't even afford food. All right. The last thing that they wind up investing into is the Lord, and having faith and building up faith and things like that, man. All right. You should be living, like the things that we're going through in this here truth, as far as, You know, when you first come into the truth, your friends and your families and stuff like that, they wind up separating themselves from you and things like that. All right, that's when, you know, you're in a time of quote unquote peace. All right, but then when you come into a time where there's a shortage of food, all right, then you try to go over to one of your relatives' house to go grab some food, and then they shut you down or whatever. All right, those people that you know are in the opposite state that we're in now, they're gonna be all shook up over those things, man. All right, so we understand it, like, oh, how can they turn me down over some food bowl? How can y'all turn us down over our beliefs in the Lord, man? All right, so if we know that if they turn us down over our beliefs in the Lord, how much more when it's time for them to eat, man? All right, we're not even gonna be looking for them in those times, but then it's, you know, the roles are gonna be reversed. They're gonna be trying to come to us in those times because, you know, the Lord said, my servants shall eat. All right, but they're gonna be hungry. But then it's gonna come back up to them as you know, a proverb into their own face, man. All right, man, we talk shit about them for their beliefs and their so-called faith in the Lord and everything like that. But then obviously they doing good right now and we need some help. And they're gonna be the same people on the internet. Hey, y'all pray for me, and things like that. But then also the scriptures say they have their own household, they have your, you know, your enemies, roughly paraphrasing, you know, because at the end of the day, like I said, man, when you know the food stops, you know, the food trucks stop running, all right, the water stop flowing, all right, gas prices get skyrocketed up, you know, and people get evicted, then people are going to start turning, you know, these neighbors are going to start fighting one another, man. All right. It says, verse 2, while the sun or the light or the moon or the stars be not darkened or the clouds return after the rain, and the days when the keepers of the house shall tremble and the strong men shall bow themselves, and the grinders cease because they are few, and those that look out the window be darkened, and the doors be shut in the streets when the sound of the grinding is low. So, you know, everything is all fine and dandy when everybody got jobs and everything like that. You know, people will be out there. You see Jake, you know, they may have a warehouse job or some kind of basically a decent job for Jake to be making some money. Everything is all good, fine and dandy. You know, they out there stunting on other Jakes. You know, oh, look what I got, you broke ass nigga, this and that. But then, you know, let's say something happened, they lose their job or something like that, man. All right, you see people like this that's full of pride and everything like that, but then they wind up getting some kind of injury or something, you know, where they have to wind up leaving their job, you know, their life has changed for, you know, forever, you know, maybe they're confined to a wheelchair and things like that. Then all of a sudden they get so-called humbled, you know. Beforehand, they was so-called popping bottles and stunting on everybody, but now they confined to this wheelchair. They quote-unquote have a different outlook on life. So when things start flipping around right now, you know, people are going to be looking at us, all right, it's like, man, you know, they still going to be angry. But how much more the rest of these people that haven't, quote-unquote, been practicing, you know, living a quote-unquote lowly life, more or less to say, roughly, you know, just using some words. But, you know, because we wind up, like the scriptures say, arise ye and depart, for this is not your rest. All right, we've mentally detached ourselves from this here place. All right, but then, you know, it's just like those drug addicts that are, how they say, when they, you know, when they getting off the drugs and they have these, the little things that be coming back, you know, they be fiending for the drugs and things like that. You know, they basically be, basically fiending and everything like that, man. All right, they don't be in a right state of mind of thinking, man. All right, and so when these things start to come to pass, man, people are going to be flipping out, man. Just like these drug addicts, man. I just need my little hit of this, and that. You know, they're going to just be bugging out, man. They'll be willing to rob their own mama for a $20 hit or something, man. All right. So, well, let me finish off verse 4. And the door shall be shut in the streets when the sound of grinding is low, and he shall raise up at the voice of the bird, and all the daughters of music shall be brought low. All right, so look, going into these things, like I said, man, you know, as, you know, we could read in Isaiah 24 about the city of confusion being broken down and the doors being shut. All right, you know, and you know, basically all these people are sorrowing. All right, once these things start coming to pass, man, like I said, man, your closest friends and your closest neighbors are going to be of your main enemies. All right. And then you're going to have a lot of these, you know, you see a lot of people now with their jealousy. People want to go and rob and stealing from people that they know because they, let's say you got a homie in the streets and he, you know, he's a up and coming rapper or something like that. He actually, you know, make a little bit of money off of this and that, you know, still on the local level, man. The regular people in his neighborhood or the people that he know wind up going over there and trying to rob him or kill him or things like that. You know, he might have only made like $10,000 or $20,000 in his little rap career. But then the local people wind up wanting to kill him over those things, man. So how much more when these people are out here starving and you know, they can't afford food, but they see you and the Lord is providing for you, man. All right. Or so let's just say somebody's in a better off economic situation than their own neighbor, man. All right. Then all of a sudden, look, they become your enemy. All right. Because look, everything was all good. But then now that they see you up on a higher level, now they feeling a little jealousy. They feeling a little type of way, especially when food is involved and they got to feed their kids. All right, they're going to revert to a survival mode, man. All right, and then that's when all this here chaos is gonna start jumping off, off the levels, man. All right, let's go from there to Second Ezra 6:22. It says, "And suddenly shall the sown places appear unsown." All right, now one of the things I was just watching last night on a couple of these different videos was about how you have these droughts that's coming around where farmlands aren't getting the proper amount of water to feed the crops, and a lot of the crops are dying off. All right, and it says, and the full storehouses shall suddenly be found empty. All right, you're having problems with the shipping. All right, from these production plants to the grocery stores. You also have some other plants where they have different viruses and things breaking out at the meat markets and things like that. All right, or you can't get the employees there because there's an outbreak of certain viruses and things like that, man. So and then not just that, just the regular price of food is going up on a lot of different things, man. All right, so look, as you see, the farmers not being able to irrigate their crops. All right, these factories and things slowing down production. All right, or they have to get rid of what they call a mass culling of certain animals and just get rid of those animals that they can't feed you and everything like that, man. All right, you seeing all these things that's increasing the prices of food and everything. You even got McDonald's that's talking about getting rid of the majority of their lower budget meals, all right, and in favor for higher budget combo meals like $15 to $30 meals and things like that, man. All right, so look, as you see these things are coming. Now, this is a fast food joint where you could be able to go feed, a family of about 5 for like $25 at McDonald's. Nowadays, as things are coming around, you won't even be able to feed yourself with $25 at McDonald's, man. All right, and that's just the lowest plate. How much more are these hired dining restaurants, all right, who has to make up for lost time of being closed and paying bills, and they can't even keep staff in, and they got to keep raising the prices of the wages of the employees that they're paying just to keep them inside the restaurants. Because look, like, well, shit, if you're gonna pay me X amount of dollars to come work here and I can get X amount of dollars plus $3 more on top of that for sitting at home, I'm gonna just sit at home and not work. All right, so look, this is actually causing an increase. I was at a restaurant last week, I think it was. It's a restaurant in the plaza where I work, a little Mediterranean spot. I asked them for a menu, and they were like, "Oh, we don't have any menus right now. We're getting some printed and everything like that." But then come to find out, they were getting menus printed, but they were in the process of raising the prices, man. All right, and the new menus they were getting had higher prices up on there, man. All right, because look, they ain't getting the same amount of business they were getting, but they still got the same amount of bills, if not more. All right, so they got to make a change to be able to stay open, man. Pay that overhead. So what do they wind up doing? Raising the prices of the food, man. All right, and see, your wages aren't really going up. They're just devaluing your money, so it's getting more and more expensive for you to eat. All right, and all these things has got a chain effect, or it's like a domino effect, more or less to say, man. All right, because like I said, if the restaurant has to raise their prices, all right, to the point to where they can't afford the employees that's in there, they're going to employ less people. All right, then they're going to eventually wind up shutting down. All right, it's going to cause more people to have to go into this unemployment or looking for other jobs where there's a scarcity of these things, man. All right, people are still going to need, the demand is still there for a lot of these things. People are still buying, all right, or still wanting to buy, but their actual dollar is having, less and less buying power, man. So you're going to have more and more people fighting over the same small amount of resources as we see in these shortages and everything like that going up, man. All right. Let me verse 20, let me read 22 again. "And suddenly shall the sown places appear unsown, and the full storehouses shall suddenly be found empty." And you start to see this, like I said already, where a lot of the things on the shelves are getting more and more scarce, or the prices of these things are going up. All right. It says, "And the trumpet shall give sound, in which when every man heareth, they shall be suddenly afraid. And at that time shall friends fight one against another like enemies, and the earth shall stand in fear with those that dwell therein, and the springs of the fountain shall stand still, and in 3 hours they shall not run." So you're going to have friends fighting against each other like enemies. And what will cause these types of things to happen, man? All right, you can look at little kids. All right, you got two little kids, they bring Timmy over to play with little Johnny, all right, over at Johnny's house. And Johnny got one little toy train, but Timmy want to play. He see Johnny playing with it, but Timmy want to play with the train too. Now Timmy and Johnny over here fighting over the resources because they're scarce. There's only one toy train set. All right, they both can't play with it at the same time. So look, now they fighting over the one toy. You be like, yo, y'all stop fighting over the toy and y'all share with it. All right, but when it comes to food, man, you ain't gonna be able to share with these things, man. You go inside the grocery store and there's, look at the toilet paper situation, man. There's one roll of toilet paper left on the shelf. All right, the two customers ain't gonna be sitting there. Let's just share it. Let's, I'll break you off with some, and you break me off with some, and we'll just rock it like that. No, they're gonna fight to the death over the last roll of toilet paper. How much more for the last piece of meat, the last bag of rice, the last pack of ramen noodles, man? All right, just think about that. You're gonna have people out here that's going to be out here pulling guns and killing people over a 10-cent pack of ramen noodles. That's probably going to cost you $10 for a 10-cent pack of ramen noodles, man. All right, and these are the things that's coming to pass right now. And 2/3 of our people, the majority of Jake, all right, they don't even see these things. They don't even notice that these things are happening around them. They just think, hey, we got stimulus money, we got PPP money, let's go ball out, let's go to here, let's go to there, let's go on vacation, let's go blow it all right now. And they not even realizing that, hey, man, real soon, everybody gonna be poor as hell, man. All right, but then, hey, this is why it's gonna catch them unaware, man. This is why it's gonna catch them like a thief in the night, man. All right, let's go from there to matter of fact, let's just stay in 2nd Ezra real fast. Second Ezra 16-17. Woe is me, who will deliver me in those days? The beginning of sorrows and great mourning. All right, so this is where we're coming into, the beginning of sorrows. Well, we're already there, man. All right, last year was the proving grounds for that, the beginning of sorrows, all right, and great mourning, man. Because look, a lot of people, there was quote unquote, a lot of deaths and everything like that. A lot of people stayed home. A lot of marriages wound up deteriorating. Relationships started deteriorating. All right, people were sitting at home with their kids and they weren't happy. All right, a lot of people lost their jobs, had to move. A lot of different things like that wound up happening to these people to where they're in a state of mourning. All right, now a lot of people are saying, hey, if you want to come back to work, you got to, participate in this here medical situation. All right, or, you got to go find another job somewhere. And people are losing their jobs, losing, their homes, losing everything that they wound up having over these things, man. All right, it says the beginning of famine and great death. All right, like I was going into, as far as them injecting all this here money into the society, all right, it's really just devaluing your money, man. It's just raising the prices of everything else around you, man. All right, because like I said, if they got, let's say they had to kill off a bunch of cows, right, and they were sending that beef to the supermarket. All right, now there's a shortage of beef. People are buying up the beef that they do have. It's like, well, we're not gonna sell beef. Let's just say beef costs $5, right? And we just had to get rid of 100 cows. You're just throwing out some numbers, right? Well, if we were able to pay all our bills by selling these 100 cows for $5 a pound of beef or whatever, now we wound up having to just kill off 90 of these 100 cows, and we got 10 cows left. It's like, well, we just took a major loss here, so we can't just sell it for the regular price we would normally sell it at $5, man. We got to raise up the price, try to make some of that money back to make the loss not as bad, man. All right, so this is just raising the prices of these things, and now instead of having 100 different packs of meat on the shelf, you only got 10 packs of meat on the shelf. So now the people that's coming inside the store, they're going to be fighting over these short amount of packs. But we don't know when they're going to restock the shelves of some more meat, man. We don't know the next time we're going to be able to buy this. Go back and look at the toilet paper situation. You had people that was out there that was buying up toilet paper already, who already had toilet paper. Like, well, we don't know the next time we're going to see it on the shelf, man. Just like the PlayStation 5s and Xboxes right now, man. All right, if they was to come in the store right now and they be like, yo, shit, we don't know the next time they're going to have one, we might as well go ahead and get it now. Because it's not like, you got certain things on the shelf right now inside the damn store. It's like Coca-Cola, for example. You go inside the store for some Coca-Cola, it's like, well, my grocery cart is already full. I can come back and get it tomorrow. Or I'll get it next week, or I'll get it whenever, because we know it's going to be there. That's just there. But when it comes to a PlayStation 5 right about now, all right, you see one on the shelf, you don't think twice about that shit. You don't be like, oh, bro, I'll come back and get it next week. I'll wait till next Thursday. I'll get one tomorrow or whatever, because I got my grocery cart too full. Like, nah, man, there's a scarcity of this right now, so we got to go ahead and buy it up now, all right, while we have the chance. Same way with this here food, man, all right? It says the beginning of famine and of great death, the beginning of wars, and the power shall stand in fear, the beginning of evils. What shall I do in these things when these evils shall come? Behold, famine and plague and tribulation and anguish are sent for scourges for an amendment. But for all these things they shall not turn from their wickedness, nor always be mindful of scourges. So going into these things, man, like I said, man, these plagues and the famines and things like that are coming on the earth because why? All right, it's for their punishments of the things that they've been doing, man. All right, just like how the increase of, the devaluation of your money, all right, and the increase of the prices of everything around you is because, wow, they just injecting money. And how is the majority of these people out here taking that? Hey, turn up time. It's time to go and party and go blow it all and just go spend like we ain't never been able to spend before. And they just think they're in a good case right now because, hey, shit, the money flowing. All right, but they don't realize that these things are sent as punishments, man. All right. Verse 21, behold, victuals shall be so good cheap upon the earth that they shall think themselves to be in good case. And even then shall evils grow upon the earth, sword, famine, and great confusion. So, hey, that's why, let me read the next verse. Verse 22, for many of them that dwell upon the earth shall perish of famine, and the other that shall escape hunger shall the sword destroy. So like I was saying, man, as they're injecting this their money and everything like that, they don't realize it's just devaluing their money and increasing the price of everything up around them, man. So look, this is, as they thinking, they're in a good case because the money being injected. Also, everything else around you is going up in price, and then the actual supply of it is actually going down in numbers, man. All right, so hey, they think that they was just giving out these stimulus checks. I remember just not too long ago they was giving out stimulus checks, and like the very next week they was a quote unquote hacking in a gas pipeline where gas prices not necessarily started going up in a lot of places, but because of the fact that a lot of people was buying up all the damn gas, more people were just going out and filling up all kind of shit with gas. So the money they wind up giving you, you want to spend what you would normally spend plus twice as much more on some gas because they, created a quote unquote fake scarcity of these things, man. And so what people want to spend not only the money that they didn't even have to begin with, the money they wind up giving them, but then they also want to spend the money that, even more money on top of that. All right. And they don't even realize these things. All right. Second Ezra is 15 and well, let me just start at verse 14. It says, woe to the world and them that dwell therein, for the sword and their destruction draweth nigh. And one people shall stand up and fight against another, and swords in their hands. All right? Because, see, it's going to just be like the wild, wild west out here, man. People going to be running up into their own neighbors' houses, all right, just because they want some food, man. They're going to go up. There was a Tom Cruise movie like that. I think it was Tom Cruise. But nevertheless, he looking out the window and he's seeing his neighbor's house getting ravished. They running up through the neighbor's house. You see the gunshot go off. Boom, they in there killing him up and everything like that. You think he went over there to go save his neighbor and shit like that? Nah, he waited. He turned off his lights and waited real quick. Let them people go over there and pillage their house and went through there the next day and see whatever he could find after the fact, man. All right. It says, verse 16, for there shall be sedition among men and invading one another. They should not regard their kings nor princes in the course of their actions stand in their power. Going back into these uprisings and things like that of the people. All right. Hey, they might be giving out shit. You can go look this up on YouTube. Venezuela, when they were out there trying to hand out food. All right. And things like that. And people wasn't caring about the guards, the military guards out there. It's like, hey, look, single file line. Let's have some more. Man, they was running over and knocking people over the head for a bag of rice, man. All right. Because why? They was hungry. They had kids to feed, man. They couldn't stand in no single file line knowing that they ain't have enough resources on that truck to feed everybody that was in the line. So it was like, shit, if I don't knock this here old lady out to grab her bag of rice, my kids is going to starve. All right. Verse 17, a man shall desire to go in the city and shall not be able, for because of their pride, the city shall be troubled and the houses shall be destroyed and men shall be afraid. All right. Because look, man, people, they're going to be taking things into their own hands, man. All right. They're going to be looking to take advantage of whoever they can that's weaker than them to wind up, being able to eat, man. A man could be in a relationship with a woman and just a woman and her kid or whatever at the house and everything like that. And, he just going over there sliding through at night and getting him some and everything like that. But then come to find out, she got a whole, cupboard full of food and everything like that. Now, shit hit the fan. You think he's going to be thinking like, man, you know what? I shouldn't be taking from this here single mother with her child. They got to feed them. No, he's going to be like, this bitch got some food over there and I got to eat. I'm about to run up in her homegirl house and eat, man. All right. I was watching a video the other day about, watching who you have around you and everything like that. Now, this was like 2 Edomite chicks, right? One of them looked like your typical sundress wearing, going out to the park with the picnic and her little golden retriever type dog and her sundress type Edomite chick, hi, I'm Kate. That type of Edomite chick, right? Apparently she had befriended another Edomite chick and, they became friends and everything like that. And they said they even had little play dates for their kids to go out and hang out and, grow up together. The typical Edomites in the park on TV type relationship. Well, the one Edomite chick wound up setting the other Edomite chick up for her house to get robbed and invaded and everything like that. So the one Edomite chick came back with 3 different jakes, and one of the jakes had then took the other chick hostage, had her in the headlock the whole time. But they was all on camera in the home video and everything like that, man. All right, but then eventually the Edomite chick that was being held hostage, right? The guy that was holding her hostage wound up, because he was sitting right in front of the camera, got old girl on the couch in the headlock, looked up and seen the camera, and they flipped out. But then the 3 robbers, the 4 robbers, it was 3 Jakes and one Edomite chick. You know, the Edomite chick set the other Edomite chick up and brought the 3 Jakes with her. Once they realized they was on camera and shit, their whole plan went out the window. So you got to think about this. One Edomite chick befriended another Edomite chick, right? They were supposed to be friends and having play dates and everything like that. Well, what kind of friend would set up their other little friend like this, you know, for a flat screen fucking TV and what was it? A flat screen TV, a power drill, like just some, you know, some stupid, like $2,000 worth of some shit in the house, man. Not really nothing of real value. Some shit you got, the only place you can go let it off at is at the pawn shop. You know, some power tools, flat screen TV, you know what I'm saying? Some shit like that, you know. That's what they was wound up stealing. But like I said, the one Edomite chick befriended the other Edomite chick for this type of shit. How much more when they got to feed their kids? All right, they're going to be doing shit like this. You seen it in the movie, The Book of Eli, where they had the chick out there, and he was like, oh, one thing about basically the pandemic or whatever they was going through was you can smell when there's people around because they don't be taking baths. But there was a woman that was used to try to set him up, right? So, like I was going back into this, one Edomite chick set the other Edomite chick up, and they were supposed to be quote-unquote friends. Now, the Edomite chick that set up the other Edomite chick with her 3 Jake friends, once they realized they was on camera and everything like that, they all started turning on one another. See what you did? You got me fucked up. Oh, it was your idea. It was your idea. It was your idea. They didn't even leave the house yet. They didn't even get to court, get caught yet before they started turning on each other at that point in time. So, and this was all over a robbery over, like I said, like $2,000 worth of some shit. The most expensive thing was the flat screen TV, you know what I'm saying? And maybe like $50 of power tools and shit like that. But nevertheless, like I said, man, and it's $2,000 split between 4 people. So you already know what the value of, you know, ain't that much money that was really on the line. But you see how they was all turning on one another and was willing to go in there and take penitentiary chances for this little bit of money. How much more when it's time to eat and feed their kids, man? All right, so, hey, man, these people, you ain't going to be able to trust nobody around you, even they have your own household, man. All right? It says, verse 19, a man shall have no pity upon his neighbor and shall destroy their houses with the sword and spoil their goods because of a lack of bread and for great tribulation. All right, now that was exactly what happened in that video, but it wasn't for a lack of bread. Wasn't because they was hungry. These niggas just wanted some little Jordan money. You know what I'm saying? They wanted a quick little $250 or something like that. You know what I'm saying? That's all that they pretty much all they was going to get anyway. You know, out of all 4 of them, they had to break it all down. It's like $250 a piece. You know what I'm saying? But nevertheless, they went up in there and taking these penitentiary chances, had the girl hostage and a headlock on the couch, getting robbed. I'm pretty sure her kid was there. You know what I'm saying? All this over a flat screen TV and some power tools they was going to take to the pawn shop or try to sell in the hood, man. So how much more, what do you think is going to be happening in these days when people can't afford to go eat McDonald's, can't get no gas, can't even get inside the grocery store with fear, and all these independent women, they don't need no man. Who going to go get your food in those days, man? All right, you're not going to go up to your local grocery store and have to battle it out for a bag of rice, man, and you got your kid with you and everything like that, man. All right, and screaming for the police. The police is going to be like in that one movie, I forgot what movie it was, where the shit was hitting the fan, and they over there raiding the grocery store and everything like that, and then one guy's in the grocery store, and he's stealing this shit, and he look up, and there's a cop, like, you know, a little further down the aisle and shit, and they make eye contact, and the guy's kind of like, you know, in the normal mindset, oh, shit, I done got caught stealing, but the cop next to him stealing his damn self. Hey, shit hit the fan while I was on duty, you know what I'm saying, but fuck this outfit. I mean, I'm not going to just strip butt naked in this point in time. I'm about to go get this here medicine, this food, or whatever I need to go grab to go take it back to my house. Fuck the uniform at this point in time. Everything didn't just hit the fan, man. So, like I said, man, how much more, you know, in these times, man, when you know, right now everybody thinks they're in a good case, but hey, how much more in those times, you know, these Instagram models or these women that think they don't need no man, all right, all these men that's out here like, bro, I don't want to sit out here and work, or, you know, you got all these soft dudes and everything like that, or these people that's over here putting money stacks up to their ears on the internet and showing how they flossing, how much money they got and everything like that, being big ass targets. How much more in those days, man, when you fighting over a loaf of bread, man? All right, this is what it's all coming to, and they don't realize that the pot is starting to heat up to get to a boiling point right before your eyes, and you have no idea what's going on. But before you know it, you're gonna be fighting for your life, man. All right. Yeah, I'll just go ahead and close out with that. Lord willing, this here lesson was edifying unto the elect. Until next time, I say, call halal Yahweh Bahashim Yahushua Bahashim Rakakodash. Double honor to the apostles and elders, a great millstone that taught us this truth and that rule well. And salutation and much love for you, Akim, pushing this truth and sincerity over the 4 corners of the earth and enduring afflictions to feed and edify the elect. Until next time, I say, stay strong. Shalom.